Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey, After Buzzers! Welcome to the first ever show of The Messengers.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have so many things to talk about, but we are on season 1, episode 1, Awakening. It's so good. I am your host, Alexis Torres. You can find me all over the interwebs and all, well, I don't know if there's any other Alexis Torreses out there, but you can find them all over at atorres890. And I have this lovely lady next to me.
Yes, I am Alison Dean. You can find me on the interwebs, specifically on Twitter and on Instagram at the Alison Dean. Hello.
So we usually have 2 other co-hosts, but they're not here today, but that's fine, because when the show starts to pick up, we're going to have some awesome people. It's Tari Miller and Stacey Ike. You can find Tari Miller at Tari J on Twitter and Facebook and everything, right? And you can also find Stacey Ike. Oh no, I think it's at Stacey Ike, but I could be wrong. Stacey will probably kill me for that later.
But she'll clarify this for everyone.
But I really, I don't know if you guys can see my laptop here, but please, if you're watching live on YouTube, I am here in the chat roll, so please come on over here. Yes, and same thing with Alison. Come on and talk to us, because I want to know what everybody thought about this episode, because it was kind of
mind blown.
Yes, but at the same time, also, like, I couldn't wrap my head around it. So same thing, go on to AfterBuzzTV.com or YouTube.com/AfterBuzzTV, iTunes, SoundCloud, we're all over the place, and we would love to get your feedback, especially since it is the first episode. And thank you. Hashtag ABT Messengers. So please tweet us during the show, because I really want to know what your guys' theories are.
ABTV Messengers.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are correct. And it is
I'm like, let's just confirm everything. So
no, I want to make sure. Yeah.
ABTV Messengers. We're waiting. I want to see how many comments flow in right now.
Before we get into all that craziness, I want to start out, because, again, this episode was nuts. And we start out with, of course, the attention grabber. We start out with these 2 lovely ladies walking out from their shift out of the hospital, and they're talking about engagements, being all cutesy, and then some dude comes up and just goes pow pow, like, what?
Yeah, but he walks up and says, his name was Death, and hell followed with him. Yeah, and they're like,
I love how they took a moment and then he shot them. I know. And I was like, wow, pacing. Yeah, that's a little weird.
It was a little étrange, I have to say. And
I don't know.
I was like, who is this guy? What's going on? I have all these questions already.
Yeah, and then of course we jump into 7 years later, and I was like, wow, we're getting into it, okay? Yes, and then we get introduced to all our characters in their own little environments. We have 2 scientists. We have a agent, apparently, out in the desert.
Some kind of an agent? What is he, like a FBI, CIA?
We have no idea, because they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And then we have a mom and her beautiful daughter, who's adorable. And we also have a preacher.
The preacher man.
Who has a creepy father, which, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right now, don't like him. Period. Don't like him.
He didn't give me the happy feelings inside. No,
especially when the wife came up, she looked so happy and in love, and then
she looked horrified. She was like
more like disgusted, because the fact that she was just like
that definitely led me to go, okay, something happened with these. I don't know.
I was just trying to figure out if, again, not to get too graphic here on AfterBuzz The Messengers, but the fact that I thought that it was kind of like a House of Cards thing, which, if you haven't caught up, spoiler alert, that, it was a rape thing, but really it wasn't. It was actually just, which we'll get into later on in the episode, that it was still creepy, though.
Creepy. The whole thing was creepy to me. The whole exchange, the eyes, it was just creepy.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'm trying to look at all my notes, because if you guys could see my notes right now, it literally just goes, what?
What? Huh? What's going on?
This person? What happened?
I'm so confused.
Oh, we also forgot to talk about our Little Rock teenager.
Well, yes, and then it segues from preacher guy to
the teenager.
To nice little Peta.
Peta. and he's on the swim team, obviously, when they brought it up, or his love interest brought it up.
Yes.
There was a lot of introduction real quick.
Lots of info was flying at us rapidly.
So, of course, we see when the preacher, Joshua, is sitting there and giving his sermon, that we see his sermon was being broadcasted to a satellite, and then we see a kind of like a meteor falling from the sky to Earth. At least that's what I thought it was. I was
did we cover Vera and
we didn't.
scientists?
Well, because we said the scientists because they came to the desert. They were looking for something, and then their equipment started to beep.
Yes.
And then we talked about all the characters, and then now we're talking about the meteor. Which
now the meteor is arriving, crash landing here.
And then I was sitting there going, okay, so this giant clear wave is coming through, and then all of a sudden people are just fainting, or our main characters are fainting everywhere.
I was wondering, because at first you didn't see if it had affected everyone but our main characters or not. So I was like, okay, wait a minute. And then you notice that, in fact, only the wave of energy had only taken out those said people, and that was it. And everyone else was totally fine, unaffected.
Yeah, because they didn't feel it or anything, but obviously we know that there's a higher purpose for these people.
Yes.
Which, again, I'm not upset about, because this is what the whole story is about. I just didn't understand why it completely stopped their heart and they weren't breathing. They were dead.
Nothing. Yeah, they were dead.
And a lot of people who I were talking to who are also watching the show were saying that it was it was supposed to be like kind of like you were dead and then you're rising again. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Okay, I get that. We can roll with that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll roll with that, I guess.
I don't. That's not how I feel about it.
Okay.
No.
Well, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I feel like they're going to be pushing the religion role, obviously, because of the fact that it is an angel, fallen angel kind of story. It's just that, because I always go back to like Supernatural, where it's kind of like we know that there's angels that exist, but they don't really push religion that much. And this is the first time where we're having a preacher involved, who's using it as kind of a I don't even know how to put it into words of how they're really pushing the fact that he's a prophet, kind of.
Yeah.
But not really, because he is an angel. He has wings.
Right.
Wings. But anyway, so it's a tough thing to say. But if you
I think it's going to be interesting, like as the season continues, how they inject that into each episode. Because,
I completely agree.
Yeah, it's either going to be heavy-handed or just sprinkled.
I mean, what did you feel about at least the start of this episode before we get to the meat of this episode? Right when you saw that all of our main characters passed out. What were before our first commercial break? What did you think? I feel
like I was like, okay, lots of info for me to keep track of, lots of people, lots of storylines. I was like, okay, the mom has like a crazy ex that like wants the kid.
I didn't think he was going to be a cop.
Me neither, actually. That was a surprise to me, too.
I thought he was like a deadbeat dad. But
that I was surprised as well.
Yeah.
I was like a cop with anger issues.
No, that kind of makes sense.
Appears to have anger issues, I would say.
More like control issues, I guess. But same thing, I feel, to a point. Kind of. That's a blurry line.
I don't know. It was just, my first impressions were just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I feel like I needed to like weave like a diagram to keep track of everything.
It was kind of yeah. I mean, I really appreciate. I'm really excited to see where this story goes. But I feel like I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I felt like the pacing was kind of strange for a pilot. You know what I mean?
Well, they were giving us a lot pretty quickly, I thought. I mean, it was about 41 minutes, I think the episode was, and it was a lots of info flying at us, and so I that's interesting to me, because I think that's. I wonder how that sets the stage for the rest of the season, in the sense of, is every episode just going to be like crazy amounts of information for all of us to follow?
I feel like they just did it just for this episode because it was the pilot, so I totally agree with you on that, but at the same time, I'm really hoping they don't do that.
Slow it down now.
Just a little bit. I mean, from what, I don't know, but anyway, let's kind of get back into it. But
once they all reach their destination,
which apparently is Houston, Texas, and I was like, okay, at least also, before we get into that, I also want to talk about this truck driver. I know I'm skipping really ahead, and how he's just like, you're not like running from the law or anything, and he's like, no, he's like, I believe you, hop on in. I was like, is that what people do? They just like hitchhike into people's big rigs?
You're not running from the law? Sure, come on in. No,
I believe you.
No problem.
I was like, all right, Peter.
Before the commercial break, though, we also get introduced to the fiery man, didn't we?
Yeah, well, yeah, we see that he's burnt all over, and then, commercial, and then we cut back to him.
And then he's fine, walking fine.
so obviously we can tell that he's a higher being or whatever because of the fact that he went from being badly burned to being completely, obviously, naked and fine. And
like GQ model fine.
Did you, pretty much. I mean, did you think he killed the...
Yes.
Okay.
Or something.
Some people think that he just, like, you know, like Castiel kind of like disappear kind of thing. But I'm like, no, I think he killed him because we can tell that he's evil right off the bat. He
was creepy right off the bat. Like, he was just, like, eerily creepy. You
like,
didn't know
I
what
need
his
your
agenda...
clothes.
Right, I need
I was
your
like, we're
clothes.
going full Terminator right now.
Yeah,
like,
right.
give me your clothes.
Yes.
That's what it was.
It was. Yeah, no, it was just creepy to me. I was like, okay. I felt like he was creepy, and I guess I felt like Pinge's... Then again, I did do a little bit of research before, so I kind of... right?
Do you know things?
No, I don't know too many. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't want to, like...
No, you know,
I'm not into the spoilers myself, so...
No spoilers on this show.
No spoilers.
No such thing. No.
Well, I mean, obviously, right now we're talking about the episode, so a few spoilers.
No, if you haven't seen the episode and you're tuning in, we're going to ruin a lot of things for you today.
Yeah, right.
But if you've seen it, it's fine. So, of course, so we have him. He's by the car, and we get with
Vera?
Yeah, Vera and our scientists, and they go to the crash site. They find the meteor, and they smell sulfur, which in my brain I was like, so it's a meteor. That's great. You have no idea that it is a human. So, and they were trying to figure that out. And they're like, why are people trying to cover this up? And then, of course, guess who shows up? The military. And I was like, yeah, there you go. That's your answer.
Of course.
And so they were there for hours. They got shut out. And I didn't see what he stole from the site, though. Did you?
That rock that she initially picked up, or he initially one of them picked something up, like a piece of dirt, rock, something. Mm-hmm. And so I guess he snatched it away.
And put it in his pocket?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't see it. I thought it was a piece of metal, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. He's not robotic.
No, it's definitely like, some of the mountain dirt,
so
soil,
that they can actually go through
analyze it,
yeah.
see if there's any alien matter.
Something like that.
See if there's any alien matter to be found.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, and actually, so it was that scene brought up a question for me, because apparently Vera's power is the ability to read minds.
Really?
Yes, and I did not glean that at all with her conversation with the army guy, when she was like talking to the army guy, and I was trying to think what other scene had her communicating in some fashion post her blackout death and reincarnation. And yeah, everything online says that she reads minds, so I was like...
Well, no,
and that was only in reference to that first episode, so it's not like they had seen the whole season.
What about, not to bounce around from character to character, but Raul, who was our special agent, he also could read minds, or at least hear thoughts. Because remember when he...
Oh, right.
So does that mean we have two of them? Or just one?
Well, okay, wait. But reading minds and hearing thoughts...
is probably completely two different things. Okay. I didn't know if we were putting them together.
Actually, is that his... I don't know if, like, we know his power.
We don't know anything about their powers, really, besides the fact that we have Peter, our teenager, who apparently can't feel pain.
Right.
Because he got hit pretty hard. I feel like we're jumping around a lot.
So, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But, so, of course, we finished with our scientists. They had something, and then, of course, we'll get to the end part a little later, but we have... Joshua, who had, I think, the worst part out of everybody in our story, is that he's our preacher. He finds out that, he's like, he finds out all the things that God has been telling him, and he tries to broadcast it. And also, by the way, his church, super nice, right?
Well, yeah, some of them, yeah.
I've never been to a church that looked like I was going to a concert, but I have seen them on TV before.
Yep, there you are.
So I'm like, wow, this church is nice. So, of course, it's one of those. And right off the bat, we already knew Daddy's controlling, so he was just kind of like, you're not going to be saying such blasphemy in my church. And he's like, no, this is God's church. And I was like, it's God's church now. Good on you, sir, because that's so true. It is God's church, and get out of here. And of course, like right after that, we find out that, he goes into the office, his wife's sitting there, dad's sitting there.
That was like so, I was like, oh.
I hated that line where he grabs his wife's Joshua's wife's shoulders, and it's just like, whether it's your brother or your son, it's still all family. I was like, huh? Oh, so gross.
I had the same reaction to that as well. I was like, it's creepier.
I understand that, he was traveling a lot, whatever, I get it.
Still!
But I didn't,
Oof.
yeah, that's the other thing is like, okay, I've heard like with military and other people who've gone on missionary work and, military tours and things like that their wives do cheat. It happens. But not with not like a family member as in meaning like a dad or an uncle.
Yes.
I've heard like brothers, best friends, stuff like that. But I
was
thought
just gnarly.
that was hitting a weird line for me, and I was
God.
like, really?
Me
do you
too.
Do you not see how really attractive your husband is? Come on.
I know, I was like, what? What?
I'm gonna peg down, lady, but that's just me. But I feel like, it was good because he finally saw, he was like, I obviously can't be here. I need to go on my own path. And he did. Obviously, he had a vision that he was supposed to go to that hospital because our nurse, who was shot, obviously lived, which crazy to me.
Yeah, so he has like premonitions. Maybe that's his power. He
that's
like
what I'm gonna say.
sees past, future. I don't know, what is it? Like he sees past and future.
From what I'm seeing right now, it looks like it's mostly just what God is telling him to go. Per se, like he's a prophet, like that is what he's doing. So it's like, hey, I need you to go to Houston, Texas, go to this hospital. This lady's going to die. Save her. That's pretty much how that works. So I feel like it's going to be like that the whole time. It's going to be like a heroes thing. It's like, this is what you're supposed to do. Go.
Okay, so
Sorry, I'm pulling out a lot of references today.
No, it's all right. So he's supposed to... okay, maybe this is one of your...
like my predictions. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm confused because... Then the man, the fiery man, what?
No, we have one of our viewers, Madden J1, thinks Vera's power is to walk through walls or teleport.
Oh.
I didn't think about that. That's a good one. Thanks, Madden J1. I didn't even think about that. And a lot of people are like, oh, that is interesting.
Wait, but did she do that in the episode? No. Okay.
I missed that.
We don't know. Yeah.
But,
But to come. Maybe that's a prediction.
Yeah, I'll take it. Everyone's like, there's so many things, guys.
There are so many things. So, okay, so I was confused because the fiery man, when he was in the room with Vera and bringing back up her son and all that stuff, so I
definitely didn't think Michael was going to be her son. I thought it was an ex-husband or like a boyfriend.
Something weird like that. I actually didn't think son either. So we have the preacher going to potentially save Rose the nurse, and then we have Vera who he wants to kill Rose the nurse, but yet they're all...
I'm a little confused with that because obviously he has his own agenda. That's fine. But so that's why I'm trying to figure out, again, when we get into predictions of who's controlling what. So either God is trying to pick his select few and help them out to keep away from our fiery angel, fallen angel, who is obviously here to cause destruction.
Right.
That was my prediction because it doesn't make sense for someone to be telling our agent, Raul?
Yep.
Yeah, Raul to be like, no, remember your training, this and this and this. I mean, I thought that was just voices from the two. But
no, I realized that he was hearing some stuff.
Yeah, so I assumed that was God telling him. And same thing with our preacher. There's obviously, I don't understand why a guy who's trying to kill someone would also send the same thoughts to a preacher to be like, hey, you should... This is going to happen. So obviously there's two different connections, and we're trying to figure that out.
We're piecing it all together.
It was just it was a weird storytelling for me.
It was.
So that's why at first I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be just like...
Was everyone else like that?
Matt and Jay saw it in the trailer that Vera was going through a wall. Because remember, we didn't get to see the next episode. Because our DVR cut off. So we missed it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
My prediction is that Vera is going to walk through walls.
There you go. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Madden. But no, so of course we have that. And so we covered Joshua. He's going to go to Houston, as everybody is. But we also have Peter, who apparently is getting picked on at school.
Oh, yeah.
Which I
was very angry at that, by the way. That whole interaction with, like, bully kid. I was like, ugh, I hope this kid gets it.
It wasn't even that good. Like, I was just sitting there going, you're not... No, this isn't even worth your time. You're so much better than this kid. But, you know, whatever. And I also didn't like the counselor. either. I mean, I understood that Peter...
Oh, yeah, that scene was bizarre, too. You're right.
I feel like that wasn't needed. It was mostly just for exposition.
I agree that he was a foster kid. I agree with you.
Yeah, because I would have never known that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Although I wonder if they could have done that slightly different. He could have been leaving school to go to his foster home. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like he could have mentioned it to the girl or something like that. I just felt like that counselor scene wasn't needed, but I could be wrong. That's my opinion.
I am in agreement with you on this.
I sat there and when they had that whole like, oh, you've had suicide attempts before, and I'm like, but why would he kill himself in the thing that he's good at, which is the swim team?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense either.
That's why I was
with you. I was like, no, that doesn't. No.
Yeah,
right.
I sat there and I was just like, it doesn't make sense for someone to do that. And
he's suddenly gonna be drowned. He's gonna drown himself. No, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see that.
It was strange. But anyway.
I agree.
But of course, he ends up going to the party that he didn't want to go to.
Yes, he does.
And of course, I loved how it was so sudden. They were just like, oh, the bullies are just hanging out in front.
Of course they are. Of course they're right out
front. So, of course,
front.
they have their fight. It looks, at first I was like, this is going to be bad.
I knew it was going to be bad.
And then, out of nowhere, he just smiles. And I was like, uh-oh. I don't know if you're actually good or not. Kinda, not really. And then he just starts wailing on the kid, which I was totally fine with.
I actually was. I mean, I
don't condone violence.
Bad. No,
but
me neither. But it's television, and in this case,
television. And also, he was getting bullied, so it's like you have to fight your bullies. But I mean, throwing him on the car windshield was a bit much. No. You okay with that?
I think that they did that, though, to showcase that this guy he's got some kind of, like, super strength. Yeah, whatever. Like, you know, he went from being scrawny swimmer kid to...
I'm sorry, that kid was not scrawny.
He was a teenager.
Yeah, he was a teenager.
He wasn't like,
No, he wasn't buff.
No, he wasn't like Mr. Buff. That's what I mean. He lifted the guy and like, with one arm, projected him through the air onto a windshield.
It was just like, bye.
Right. So I'm like, you know, I guess they did that to show that, okay, he's been blessed with some kind of super strength.
Nice keyword there.
Blessed.
I liked that.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know. I want to also know, this is my fan question of the week, is do you think that Peter is actually he was just angry at the time and was using his powers for evil, or do you actually think
I think he didn't know that. I don't know that he knew he was capable of doing that.
No. And that's not my thinking. Obviously, it was just adrenaline, but I feel like for someone who's supposed to, you're not saying that he's not good, but, you know, most of the people in our other character groups use their powers for something that was greater.
Okay.
Obviously, he was standing up for himself.
Right.
But I just want to know, it seemed like a kind of an aggressive thing, so I can't tell if he's going to have problems with his powers.
Another prediction? No.
Well, no, I just want to know what you guys think fan-wise. You know, again, hashtag ABTV the Messengers. Also, tweet me, tweet Alison. I want to know what you guys think about how he's going to handle his powers. Whether he might be a little evil at one point, or maybe he's just going to be struggling. That's what I was getting.
I wasn't necessarily feeling that, although I was confused that they went to. Yeah, like when he was talking to his girlfriend.
As he's bleeding from every orifice on his face.
And then not. Like, he went from...
They just kind of wiped it, and it was like, oh, everything's fine.
Yeah, his skin is all intact, no broken nose, like, totally fine. But when he was like, yeah, he's dead. And I'm like, oh, he killed the guy. Like,
oh, yeah, he's dead.
No, but
there's no way.
I was surprised that they wanted to dramatize that he killed the kid, right?
I guess it was just to show off, like, that, hey, he has these powers that he can't control yet.
I would have hoped for, like, oh, he's on his way to the hospital. Like, I don't know. Like, you hospitalized the kid. I don't know. It seemed a little extreme.
It did. That's what I'm saying. That's why I can't tell, like, he's going to be like the Hulk. He can't control his powers, and he's just destroying everything and, killing people.
It's one of those things. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
I don't know.
And he can't leave his girlfriend. I mean, God, that just started. I don't even know what's happening there.
I don't know. I don't think that girl's gonna last. That's me going. I'm going into a dark part of of his story, because at first I was kind of like, I don't care about you, but at the same time I'm like, oh no, I'm intrigued.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So we had that, and then
we had that.
So, and of course he finds this is where I was kind of like, okay, so you've been kidnapped technically, even though yes, you went with your own will, but when he got into the big rig with that old man and drove off to Houston, Texas, because that's where he was going.
I think that at that point he realized he can just kill people, so he wasn't that concerned.
That's an evil thing to think about.
He wasn't thinking like, oh, this guy is gonna kidnap me. He's thinking, if this guy lays a finger on me, I'm gonna hijack this truck myself. myself and get to Houston.
I just thought it was funny that he was just like, I'm gonna run. Well, I mean, it makes sense because he is a foster kid, so he doesn't have anybody to tie him down. He has no family. He's got nothing to lose. And off I go. That's why I'm like, so he obviously finally got the girl, and now he's just like,
Vamonos!
I'm out. Deuces. Like, that's it. But yeah, he just got up in some dude's truck and just left.
Yeah, right.
I was just like, I'm glad that you can defend yourself, because obviously
I was at least feeling like, okay, he'll be fine.
So lame.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
So yeah, at that point I was just like, I'm just lost. I need to see the next episode because there's so many things going on.
And then we've got Raul, who walks into the gas station, and he is a fugitive. I'm like, what?
Well, he's a fugitive now, so that's how you know he works for the government, is because he just disappeared. Two of the so-called agents died in the desert as well.
But those agents were going to kill him.
Well, it doesn't matter, because the fact that he killed them, he's a man on the run, technically. They're probably just putting out stories to cover it up, because they can't really know what he actually does. They're just saying, oh, he killed 2 men. Somebody find him and arrest him.
I had issue with that. I was like, what? Huh?
It's typical.
But I'm with you.
It's typical spy stuff, you know. Yeah. Well, not spy stuff, but federal agent stuff. Like, that's just how that is. But again, I don't
like the army showing up at the and Trinity site instead of
I thought that was really cool that they did that. It's not just like a random spot in the desert.
This is legit, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if they actually filmed there though.
That would be really cool.
We can find this out. I'm sure.
I'm gonna look that up. Okay. If you know, tweet it to me.
Yeah, let us know.
But anyway, so yeah, of course, you know, I also like the fact that the little girl who I thought, as soon as that accident happened, I was like, this girl's dead. No. Yeah. This little girl is dead. She had her 5 minutes of fame. That's it. But yeah, and then we see that obviously her mother, who's dealing with a very, very abusive relationship with her cop ex-husband, I don't really know at this point. I
wonder how cops are going to feel about that.
Well, I mean, not to get into anything too heavy. Cops are usually under heat these past few days.
I was like, just put more heat on the cops.
But anyway, so when of course she goes up to her daughter, who looks like absolute crap, poor thing. I guess she was crying, and I don't know if that was like her tears were helping with that, or so it was her tears.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see that part. I thought she was just crying, and
it was like the tear lands on her, one tear falls.
But it was crazy because her stitches just like disappeared.
Nothing.
Like it just it didn't exist. Like, where did it go?
She is healed. She has been healed. Yeah.
I was sitting there going, what? Do stitches do that? Is it dissolvable stitches? No, that's just how that works. All right, cool.
It's just mother
Magic.
tears. Magical mother tears, saving the day.
Hashtag magical mother.
Hashtag magical mother tears.
Oh my word. But yeah,
Let's bottle those up.
So do you think now that because she's a child that she just understands certain things, or that's part of because she was in the car with her? Because technically the other guy, the other scientist, he didn't have there's no powers there. He was just there.
Oh yeah, nothing. He saw nothing. He doesn't know. All he knows is, why did she call me Michael? That was it. Like, why did she wake up and think that I was someone else? But outside of that, he was unaffected. He thought she died, or he thought she was definitely...
So I don't know if that's just because I know that kids can, younger kids can usually
their senses are heightened. I don't know. I didn't really get anything from her in that capacity.
I just know that when she obviously she's a very she doesn't listen to her mother, because her mom's like, please stop talking to him, and she's just like, so what do you do? Like, she was adorable.
Why are you going to Houston?
Because we're already going there.
We're going to Houston. Yeah, that's so cute. Let's all be a family.
Oh yeah, I feel like he's gonna be a love interest at one point. Yeah. What do you think?
I totally do. Yeah. I was like, they're gonna get it on.
They're so adorable. They should be.
They would look very good together too.
And also, it would help because of that. When the cop finds them, obviously that's going to come back. The dad.
Oh yeah, he can like.
He could take him out.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that episode.
Oh, Drew L. Roberts said, so the bad agents died in the middle of nowhere, and now he is suddenly a fugitive. Geez, the government is quick.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's exactly what Alison said.
I was like, yep, they are. Thank you for confirming that for us.
Also, thanks, guys, not to stop the story, but thanks, guys, for tuning in to YouTube. We're both really enjoying that you guys are enjoying the show. Yeah. And we are also lost, and you guys are lost. We could all be confused together. I love it.
Yes, please, if you've got any,
I want to know, when we get into predictions, which we've kind of been sprinkling throughout, I really want to know what you guys think.
What do you think?
But, of course, we digress. Obviously, we know.
It's just like, how easy is it to digress with this show? It's like...
There's so many things. It's just the first episode, though. I'm not going to say anything else after that.
I don't know why, but I keep landing on shows that are like jigsaw puzzles. It's funny. No, seriously.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm like, Bloodline? Jigsaw puzzle. It's like, don't watch ahead, don't do nothing, don't read anything. I feel like this show, same thing. It's
yeah, because it's so spaced out in such a weird way that I can't really keep up. I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, you definitely need to like take notes. You're like, okay, now we've got that. Okay, okay.
Also, we'll get back into that. I don't want to get into that just yet because I really want to know your thoughts. But anyway, so I think we've covered a majority of everything. Did I miss anything?
I'm trying to think. So we know
there's so much. I had a hard time.
We've talked Vera and Alan. We talked about Joshua. We talked about young Pita. We talked about Erin and Amy and Raul all in the car together. Yes, we have not talked about. Well, we mentioned it. We sprinkled it in, but
which one?
The fiery man in Vera's home.
I love how everyone's just saying the man in the chat.
Well, that's what it is on IMDb.
Yeah, we don't have a name.
They have not given him a name on IMDb.
You think they were going to give him a name?
No, I think he's going to be the man.
I've been calling him Johnny because of the uniform he stole.
I think I might pepper the word fiery in front just for good measure.
The fiery man.
The fiery man. Well, and also because now his eyeballs were.
Well, that's again. This is also, I'm a huge, if you couldn't tell by now, I'm a huge Supernatural fan.
She is. I'll confirm it. She is.
The first thing I thought of was, his eyes went black. He's a demon. Even though that's obviously not true because he's a fallen angel. I'm just saying.
Is he a fallen angel? I don't know that for sure.
I mean,
I don't know this for sure. I'm saying okay on your predictions, totally fine. I want to know what everyone else is thinking about him.
Okay, you know what? Let's just get into predictions. Forget it.
Really?
We're already in there.
Did we cover it all? Hold on. Let me just look real fast. I'm like
your AFTERBUZZ TV.
Oh my word.
I guess we can. I'm like there's like 3 million predictions.
Because it's the first episode, so we can go in any direction. That's why I want to spend most of our time talking about it.
I'm like, how many predictions are there going to be? Are people putting in? Are people typing?
I'm waiting. These are all typing. But anyway, So obviously there's a few things I want to talk about, questions and prediction-wise. I wanted to put them all together. Obviously, the first one, El Jefe in the desert. They brought him up for a split second. The two bad agents.
Oh, are they going to revisit that?
I don't know.
Is that what you're saying, though?
I feel like you don't just name drop if he's not going to come back. You know what I mean? Because technically he said in the beginning, Raul, he said his cover was blown. And then these two agents die, and then the whole thing goes to crap. So I feel like, I don't know how you guys think about it, but I feel like that's something, somehow someone's going to see his face on TV, and that story is going to come up maybe a little bit later. I don't think it's going to be a main story, but I feel like it's
going to be a little...
Something.
Little dessert?
Yeah. Like, I feel like, because obviously the government is obviously looking for him, so maybe his cover gets blown and then they look for him too. That's at least just for him, for Raul, because obviously he's gonna be dealing with a lot of law problems.
What if he's just dealing with a love interest at that point? I don't know.
I mean, that's fine if they completely throw everything out for Agent Raul and just leave it with the love interest thing.
No,
and
I doubt that they're gonna do that.
Fights for her love. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it would be very like, no, I think that they'll probably bring that back in. I'm trying to think of who else, like what other names we got from various people. We do need to talk about Rose too. So Rose,
because she's going to be a main part of that, because obviously they're trying to kill her and there needs to be a reason why. Obviously,
why do they need to kill Rose?
I don't know.
What did Rose do?
I have no idea.
She was a nurse saving people.
She was getting engaged. She was happy before she got shot 3 different times or 4.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that also, and him sitting in the room with her. I was like,
can anybody confirm this for me? Was she shot in the head?
I don't think she was shot.
There was
She was
blood?
shot in the head. Yeah, sure. She was shot in the head. Sure. Yeah.
I didn't know because I was like, how is she still
breathing?
Yeah.
Maybe it went through a portion of the brain.
Oh yeah, that whole scapegoat of that where it's like,
and it's television.
It is television, and
so
also she has a greater destiny or future or something. There's a higher plan for her or something.
She had magical mother tears sprinkled on her.
Magical mother tears. I don't know. I was just sitting there going, because I saw when she was on the ground and there was someone, she was like, someone, call 911, get a doctor. And
that was so, yes. I mean, the whole the choreography of that scene where the other lady conveniently just knew how to dive out of the way.
No, because it was so weird, because when he shot at her, she goes, her dying scene was great because she was all up on the car. But at the same time, the other nurse was like, I'm gonna go over here now,
Yeah.
and then fall back over here and help you. And I was like, wow, this choreography is all over the place. Right
Thank
now.
you, CW, for fancy.
No, they said no. She was shot in the chest.
Oh,
I don't think she got
chest.
shot in the head. Yeah, so maybe that was just blood, and I just missed it.
It was just like the blood that like
Splattered.
spurted back on you
I don't know.
because
It looked weird. I was just like, is that a hole in her head? No, that's blood. I don't know. That's why I need to ask. Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
I really appreciate it. That was
Thank
from
you.
Drew and Madden. Thank you guys.
Oh, so they both said that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what else is Drew and Matt? What other predictions do you guys
Not
have?
yet.
Okay, not
but
yet.
we're waiting for it. But
Okay.
but I feel like at least with that, the law will come back for Raul. Peter, I'm not quite sure where he's going.
I wonder if the law will come back though in a way where then he's like helping in some way, helping the. I don't know.
I highly doubt it. I think
No?
that I'm not trying to to.
You're not
poop
trying to
on-
kibosh all of my predictions.
No,
Okay.
No. I'm
Just
trying.
yeah.
I'm just saying that it probably.
I may cry,
No,
Alexis,
don't
no, I'm
cry,
just
because then I'll cry with you, and then it'll just be a whole crying fest on air. But no, I think that could be potential at the end of the season. I feel that like
He's
maybe
gonna
they.
be a hero on some level, I think, just because
He's gonna be a hero in
being pooped
Erin's
on.
eyes.
Well, yes, but he's getting like crapped on so many
No,
levels.
he's
that I'm
gonna
like,
he's gonna shine again.
He's gonna
not to-
shine like an angel.
Yeah. See, I was trying to really avoid that. That didn't happen.
shine bright like a diamond. Yeah.
This is so bad. But yeah, I feel like he's going. Yeah, the law will come back to get him. I don't know what Peter's story is going to go from there. I feel like he's going to be struggling with his power. That he's
Yeah,
going to
like
have.
why is he going to Houston of all places? We have no idea.
No, that wasn't his choice. The truck was on
the
its way
truck
to.
was going to Houston. So
Yeah,
he's
so it
just
was
gonna,
like-
that's right. He's just going to land in Houston, and he's going to collide, I think, with.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who he's going to collide with first. I'm going to go with Vera.
You think so?
Well, in the sense that I think that Vera's going to like acquire a sidekick kid.
Maybe to help
With the
maybe.
whole like Michael angle, son angle, like maybe there'll be a
Yeah.
draw there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Smart. I didn't even think
Maybe.
about that. Yeah.
But like that could be a pairing because I feel like the preacher's going to be on his own.
No, I
don't
feel
know.
like I feel like he won't have a love interest. That's my prediction. That
Right,
he's
like
not
he's
gonna have
gonna
a love
be,
interest.
he's gonna just be like doing the God thing.
He's gonna be doing the God thing.
He's gonna be delivering the message.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be. I don't know if he'll be
Unless
the
he-
leader of this group, but I feel like he will definitely be a huge hand in it.
yeah.
And I feel like everybody in the group.
Raul will be the leader.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
Either he's going to be the leader or the muscle. Either one. Or, because obviously, I feel like also not just Vera's going to be part of that. I feel like Raul's also going to help him control his anger because he is a teenager. He's, hormone crazy.
Oh.
So I feel like he'll be able to, as the man portion, not the man, but like the fatherly figure, since he
Right.
didn't have one,
Right.
he will have that kind of with help with that.
It's gonna be nice to see how they all kind of collide.
Yeah, but I think the preacher's just gonna be just that person who's just the glue. I feel like maybe not the leader, but just the glue that keeps everyone together. But I know at first everyone's gonna be annoyed with him because they're gonna be like, oh, it has nothing to do with God. There's just something wrong with me. And he's like, no, everyone, God has a plan. They're like, shut up. Like I feel like that's gonna be the main argument. But
I think it'll be interesting to see on that. I do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and of course we know that the mom, Erin and Amy, are just gonna be back and forth with Raul. There's gonna
Yes,
be
they are.
some sort of love there.
there. Yes.
And I'm just really excited to see everyone's powers.
I agree.
Yeah.
I did like how did you feel about how they did the angel wing stuff?
So damn cool. Sorry. I thought it was so
I liked it too.
awesome.
I didn't know like how I would feel about it because I read some stuff online.
But I'm confused of why it's only glass. Like it was the TV, it was the mirrors.
you only can see it in the reflection.
In reflections.
It's like they are living again as
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. I just didn't understand why it's certain pieces of glass. You know what I mean?
as opposed to just like being there all the time.
I don't know. I was just that's
Because
this
they're
is me being
incognito.
nitpicky.
They're incognito.
Yeah, because no one else can see it. They just did it for us.
They
so we
can't
can
even see it. Can they see it? We don't even know if they can see it.
I don't think that they even tried to
I don't
look.
know if they even know that they're... Because we're thinking they're dead. They're dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're dead but alive.
Well, I mean, obviously they're alive because if Peter died, he wouldn't be able to interact with people.
Right.
So that can't be correct.
Well, they're magical creatures.
They're magical beings. They're angels.
The word of the show is magical.
No, every time we were going to do something, we'd be like, magic. But anyway, so we do have a few people who were saying some stuff. We have Lily Bridge, Hey, Lily. I have a feeling Peter will be on the bad side at some point. That maybe he'll leave. I agree with you that he's probably just going to leave. Drew L. Roberts says, I think the nurse has some sort of power too. Perhaps she is also an angel.
Oh.
Yeah, because at first I thought they were just protecting her.
Yeah, well, she definitely, obviously, for what she survived, and just the whole interaction in the beginning with the whole...
Yeah, I don't understand what her purpose is.
Hell followed with him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They think Vera might be the leader.
Oh, that could make sense, too. Mm-hmm. That could be... She'd be a good one.
That was Matt and Jay.
She'd be a good one.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, she'd be good.
Yeah, I agree. Peter saw his reflection in the car window after he killed the bully.
Well, glass, yeah, another...
Yeah, but... Wait,
did you say mirror or glass? That same difference.
I said glass.
Yeah.
But it's still a reflection either way. It's always a mirror. Because the TV... when you saw Joshua sitting at the piano, at first, did anybody else think that he was playing the piano by, like... with his mind? No, that was just me.
I thought that until the dad shut that thing off. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Ruining things for me, Dad.
He didn't get some crazy power to do that.
That would have been so cool.
Right.
But I'm trying to think. So I couldn't tell if he saw his wings or if he was just looking at himself being all bloody. I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh, I don't think he saw the wings.
No, I think he was just looking at his reflection as in just like, oh my God, I look
like
crazy.
I look hell. Yeah, I look like hell.
More play on words.
That's funny.
Jay Korn says this show's first season is hella good. And I was like, good. Yes, it is. I agree.
Another play on words here.
Yes, so many.
We're starting trends.
We're going to be doing so many puns throughout the season. Man. It's going to be great.
Did we see Vera with her wings?
No. No, we did not.
We didn't. But we saw everyone else's. We saw Erin's in the video camera. We saw Raul's in the gas station mirror. We saw...
Did we see? Oh, yeah, we did. I missed that.
Joshua's in the video camera. We saw Peter's in the car reflection. But where...
Well, we didn't even get a chance to see hers because she was with... Johnny. She was with the man, the fiery man, the whole time, so there wasn't really a chance for us to see it.
Oh, wait. Or did we see it in that room? I think we might have.
I might have missed it. I was probably making pizza rolls or something like that. I wasn't paying attention.
Pizza rolls are very necessary.
Hey, man.
So
I can't watch TV shows without it.
Hello.
But anyway, how about you? I feel like I've been predicting this whole time.
Well, haven't I been predicting? I've been dropping predictions.
Well, I mean, so overall, where do you think the show is going?
Oh.
Was that a loaded question?
Alexis. Okay, well, I do think they're all gonna everyone's gonna meet Rose.
Yes.
I don't know when.
Our
when
nurse.
is that happening? I don't know. Because I feel like she is going to become a huge... Obviously, she's a huge part of this story because we've got this guy, the man, who wants her dead.
I hate that.
The man! The man
Give
wants her dead.
Give him my name.
The fiery man. Yeah, so... I feel like I would love it if next week their storylines intersect with hers.
Yeah,
I hope that happens soon, because I'm like,
I feel like that will take, if they decide to do that route, it would take too long, and then people would be disinterested.
Oh, you mean so they will do it?
No, I'm not saying that they will. I'm saying if they do decide to, like, not have them...
bring them all together.
Yeah, like, right away.
Yeah,
I feel like people would just be like, get on with it.
Yeah, I agree. Because they really throwed a lot of stuff in our faces, this pilot.
I mean, I totally get it, because that's... How many... We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 people that we have to follow, technically. We have Peter, we have Joshua, we have Erin, Amy, Raul, Rose, Alan, and Vera. Well, I don't know if Alan's going to come.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Alan's
so just
gonna
Vera.
be...
So we have 7 people we have to follow. Oh, no, the man! That's 8.
Oh, and the man. Don't leave out the man.
Can't leave out the man.
Don't leave out the man. And we don't really know how much Amy's going to play a part of this, too.
But, I mean... I
guess she's going to be in it. She's
I was like, I was like, she can't just be left alone. That's going to be
an interesting storyline, too. Just the whole... Because, you have your mom, who's this now magical mother, and then you've got your daughter who's not, who's, like, coming along for this wild adventure. I don't know. I just wonder how that's going to weave on in.
I feel like Amy's going to be a part of it in some shape or form. I just don't know what her greater purpose. She's just going to be a kid. Think? Please. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
her wings, Matt and Jay said her wings appeared when the man appeared. We just missed it. Yeah, again, I was making pizza rolls, man.
I feel like I might have remembered it was like in that room, but...
Yeah, they said, the scene was in her house when the whole thing went down.
Great, so I wasn't hallucinating. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But anyway, I think I think we covered everything. If we missed anything, please, again, tweet us out. You can find me all over the social medias, again, at Torres890. You can also follow me on YouTube. I do a weekly vlog about my shows here and life in general at youtube.com/PS890. You can also follow me on other after shows if you're going to hang out and love Castle. I'll be on that show tonight at 9 p.m. And then I also do, no, Face Off just ended, so I guess I can't talk about that.
No, until next season.
Yes, until next season, which is happening in July. What about you, Alison? Where can they find you?
Well, I am on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at the Alison Dean, and I am hosting the AFTERBUZZ TV Bloodline show.
Bloodline.
Another puzzle for your life. So tune in for that. That's on Tuesdays.
So, guys, that was The Messenger, Season 1, Episode 1, Awakening.
I'm awake.
I mean, you couldn't fall asleep to that
I'm
episode.
awake.
So, again, I hope you guys can find us. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new to AfterBuzzTV.com, YouTube. Also, youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Also, follow us all over the Twitter and the Instagram, also at AfterBuzzTV.
Yep.
Please, please, please send us your theories, your questions, maybe who you would like to see on the show for this after show, because we're obviously going to try to get as many of the actors, writers, producers, anything that we can get to come on in and talk about it, because we all have questions for them, I feel.
We all have endless.
So go ahead and support us and keep our lights on. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.